Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Jamal_Hockey, and I'm back with another topic of today's discussion. Listen, people. Alright, so as you already can tell, I know it might be weird saying this, but this content is going to be on the newer channel.
Perfect.
Right? I've done topic of the day discussions before on my main previous channel, or my channel that has the most subscribers on there. But reason why I'm doing it on this channel, because I'm trying to separate my content so that I leave that channel, the Jamal_Hockey R&R, for reactions and reviews, and this channel is mainly going to be dedicated for my nursing talks, discussions, and stuff like that. Topic of the day discussions, Motivation Mondays, and educational videos. If you see my banner on my YouTube channel, it kind of says a little bit of that. But that's what I'm going to be doing, and so I love to talk, I love to speak, and we're about to go ahead and dive into it. So this particular topic is going to be tailored around personality types, right? So I want to do a series, and so for this particular series, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. My personality type is a ENTJ, right? And so for starters, this video is going to be the introduction to a series of videos that I'm thinking of doing within personality types, but it's going to be, as you can probably see in the title, what does being an ENTJ personality type mean to me? So for starters, I'm going to show a screenshot of my personality test results that I took 3 years ago compared to my personality type test results that I just took recently about 3 years ago, right? So you can kind of see similarities and differences between the two. Overall, what I want to be able to do is describe and discuss why it changed and what exactly it means to me. But I don't want to jump into that yet, because then that's getting into ENTP versus ENTJ, and I don't want to discuss that just yet. So for starters, we know, if people are familiar, or for those who are unfamiliar with the personality types, there's the Myers-Briggs 16 personality types, right? Of the 16 different personalities, that's like 4 different main categories. I don't know them all off the top of my head like that. I just know the one that I'm in is kind of like the analyst category. And of the analyst category, I happen to be the commander, the ENTJ, right? So what exactly does that mean to me? So for starters, let's break down the ENTJ acronyms, right? The E, extroverted. The N, even though it starts with N, it actually stands for intuitive. The T is for thinking, and the J is for judging, right? Initially, upon getting the results, I thought, well, I don't like to judge people. But that's not exactly what that kind of judging means. And I'm going to go ahead and break down a little bit of like the E, the N, the T, and the J, right? Those like brief descriptions of them, so we can kind of get a baseline for what a commander is. And then going forward, like describing and discussing what does it mean to me overall, right?
That's a great idea.
Extroverted is someone who kind of receives or gets energy from like other people, or just within like outside environments and stuff like that, right? Versus someone who's like an introvert is someone who kind of thrives and gets energy from within, from being indoors, from being kind of secluded versus being out with other people, right? And what I like about being extroverted is being extroverted doesn't necessarily pertain to other people. Like, I'm not, at least for me on my end, I'm not obligated, or I'm not needed, like dependent upon other people to get energy. Because when you're truly extroverted and truly self-aware, you actually can get energy from your surroundings as well, which goes into being extroverted as well. And just knowing how to generate energy from within. Again, if you've seen the test results of mine, I'm not too far removed from being introverted, but I am more extroverted than introverted. So with intuitive, it's someone who's like paying like less attention than like the facts and details, and they're paying more attention to ideas, concepts, and interpretations. Reason why this is important to me is I am a man that's based off of like logic and principles and stuff like that, which doesn't exclude or do away with paying attention to like facts and details. So it's not saying that it's like not important. It's just saying that when you're truly intuitive, right, there's a higher level that you're looking past. You're not just looking at the facts and details, but you're also factoring in and looking at, again, the ideas, like looking at how certain things works, concepts, right? The foundation of things, looking at interpretations. So really looking into certain things to truly understand how certain things work. So in terms of thinking, is this a person that likes to make decisions based off of logic rather than emotion, right? And that speaks to me heavily. Again, I'm someone who's engaged, and you ask my fiance, I'm someone that's really big on like thinking before you speak, thinking about the certain things we do, thinking about the why, how, and the what, right? That golden circle. If you're really in tune with some of my videos from my other channel, you know that I'm really talking about this stuff a lot. So I'm a really big thinker. It doesn't mean that I can't be spontaneous. It's just that when it comes down to the nitty gritty and really trying to get stuff done, there's going to be some thinking and some strategy. It's going to be a strategic move, being analytic and methodical, right? We're going to get into that in a second when we're trying to execute certain things, right? So when it comes to judging, yes, I'm someone that is definitely more judging when it comes to perspective. Although, once again, I possess both qualities, but if we're just going off my personality type, I am definitely more of a ENTJ than an ENTP. And again, judging, right, enjoying structure, organization, right, likes firm plans in order to know what to expect, you know what I mean, right? I like that. Perfect. I don't like going into situations and not really truly knowing how things are going to work. Nope. I'm fine with it. I can adapt to it, but really I want to really truly know what I'm getting myself involved, right? And so that's truly a basic baseline foundation of what a ENTJ would be, right? Now I want to go ahead and talk about some like highlights, touch on some things, touch on strengths and weaknesses of an ENTJ, and again, talk about how this involves me. What does this mean to me? Again, so I'm gonna gloss over it again. This video is really meant to be like an introduction, right? The video might be a little bit lengthy, but at the end of the day, this video is to serve as a baseline to help with future videos, right? Because this is also like introducing me, and if you're new to the channel, it's introducing you to me, how I think, my mindset, my personality type, and you can kind of get a gist of it when you see these other videos that we're going to be doing on this channel, right? So for starters, being energetic, analytic, methodical, right? Ambitious, right? Truly going after the things that we want, right? This is truly important, right? Motivating, being motivated by like our goals and dreams and admirations and really truly going after it, right? Being leaders, right? This stuff is truly important, right? And it's not just going at it just willy-nilly. No, it's going at it with structure, going at these goals and dreams with a plan, like being effective and efficient in what we are doing, right? The one thing that stands to me, and again, if you see me looking right here, I got my notes over here that I'm looking at, that I'm drawing from, right? So focused on achieving goals that it works as a large influence for our social life. So let me explain that a little bit better, right? So basically, we enjoy doing, right? We as ENTJs, we enjoy doing the things that we do so much, like work-wise, goal-wise, being entrepreneurs, right? We enjoy it so much that we don't even necessarily need to socialize outside of the work itself. and meaning that we can still network and still be extroverted and still drawing energy from our goals and dreams and doing things that we love to do in terms of work wise, without necessarily having to go outside of that to then get energy. I think that's so important, right? Because when you think about it, it can almost make it seem like we're introverts in a way, right? We're deep diving into what we love to do. If I really love content creating, I'm diving into content creating. That means I'm drawing energy from making this video currently right now.
Perfect.
But who exactly am I talking to? Well, you can say I'm talking to the person or to whomever is viewing this video, right? But who's to say that no one views this video? That's the stuff I'm trying to say right there. When you truly love what you do, right, in the sense of how an ENTJ mindset works, that energy is being constantly drawn in when you're doing that. And you don't need to socialize or go outside of that.
Oh, is that so?
Another true importance, this really stands out to me, right? Being blunt, being direct, right? Being very direct, like to the point where you can rub people the wrong way with your own directness. And that really speaks to me personally. Again, like, I had my fiance, and she's done this personality test before, but I had her take it again. And it's interesting in terms of her personality type and my personality type, where on my end, I'm an ENTJ and she's a INFP. I think it's FP. It's the mediator. Yeah, INFP, the mediator, right? So it's interesting seeing like the differences between us two, right? And it's interesting when I interact with other people as well, because when I'm looking at this point, right, we are so direct. We can rub people the wrong way, but it's like we're not worried too much about what the other person is thinking in our directness, but we're not trying to offend them. We're just being blunt. And it's just so crazy, right? So right here, often sharing criticism of an idea without worrying about protecting the feelings of other people, right? And again, that may rub some people the wrong way, but again, hearing this from a current ENTJ right now, we don't mean any harm. At least me, I don't mean any harm. If I say like your food is bad, I'm not saying that you suck as a person. I'm just saying that the food that you cooked doesn't taste good to me. I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm just being blunt.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
So ENTJs, excellent strategists, often found as being leaders. So this doesn't mean that no other person or no other personality type cannot be a leader. And in fact, I think any and every personality type can make a good leader. It's just that with a commander or an ENTJ, people call upon them to actually step up to be leaders. They don't even necessarily have to be loud or boisterous. At least for me, I don't have to proclaim being a leader. It just happens to be like, yo, like this dude Jamal, he really stands out. His personality is really out there. He's strong, courageous, bold. He knows what he wants. I want him to step up. I want him to be our leader. And it just happens to fall in my lap by default. That's kind of what happens with, at least on my end, of what being an ENTJ for me. Again, I don't want to make this video too long, so let's go ahead and go into and talk about some strengths and some weaknesses of ENTJs, right? Strengths, off the back, strong-willed, right? Knowing what you want. I think this is truly important because look, my name is Jamal_Haki, right? If you're familiar with Japanese, if you're familiar with One Piece, right? This kind of directly somewhat translates to will, strong will, the will from within, right? So I'm someone that believes that I'm very strong willed, right? This is important because we are capable of taking criticism. And in my case, I take criticism very well. I don't care what you say to me, because I already either said it to myself or I've said worse to myself, and I know what my standard is. I know what my baseline is. I know what my expectation is. I know what I'm capable of doing, right? And I believe I'm capable of doing anything. And just off that mindset and that thought alone, when another person comes in and they apply criticism, I'm able to listen to it and take it in. But here's where, right, the stipulation come in, right? For me and my personality type, if the criticism that you're giving me doesn't logically make sense, if it doesn't make sense, then I'm not gonna take what you say seriously. If what you're saying to me, you basically have to change my mind. If you're not able to come up with something better than what I'm already thinking, lead me in a different direction, educate me. If you don't do any of those things, you did not truly give me any logical criticism or any information that was able to shake my core for me to grow and develop. And that's why, like, we as ENTJs, at least on my end, we like to be around people that are like-minded thinkers or people that are above us, so we can learn, get wisdom, right? And I don't mind teaching, I don't mind, right? Shouts out to Ty Lopez, the law 33%, right? Check out other videos that I have. I'm gonna make a playlist. I got that, right? So again, being efficient, right? Strong-willed, charismatic leaders, right? All this is truly important in terms of strengths to an ENTJ. And I think another thing to point out, again, for me as an ENTJ, that I think is super important is the mindset that goes behind problem solving, right? So I know, and I met other people, or we all know other people, right? Some people buckle under pressure, they fold under pressure, right? When problems come, it becomes overwhelming, it becomes troubling, it becomes a burden. It leads people to have anxiety attacks, depression, and all these things, right? But at least for me and my personality type, I get energized, I get excited. Perfect. I feel like when problems occur, I'm like, challenge accepted, let's go. Like, I feel like it gives me an opportunity to, like, try to overcome it. It's almost like flexing a muscle, basically. It's like, this is a piece of cake, I can do this, right? Really putting the things that we know and we've learned to the test. Now, weaknesses, I'm gonna be honest, they're weaknesses, but are they really weaknesses when you think about it? Or is it just other people's problem with our personality type? Like, for starters, being blunt, we are good at finding flaws and holes in people or things. That's not a bad thing, right? Here's where the bad thing comes in. It's that when we find these flaws and holes in things and we point them out, some people ain't trying to hear that. Like, shut your mouth! That truly bothers people. But it's not like we're bringing it up to bother them. It's just that we're bringing it up because we're trying to hold people accountable, right? And this brings me to the point that I actually missed. This is truly and honestly super important. ENTJs hold themselves accountable, at least on my end. I hold myself accountable. I hold myself to a high standard. I hold myself to excellence, achieving excellence. Perfect. And this is important because when you think about in relationship and you're dating someone or with someone or you're engaged to someone or you're married to someone that doesn't have your personality type, here's one thing they need to know. And this is for future videos, so I don't want to dive too deep into this. The same expectation we hold on ourselves, right? This is a strength and a weakness. We tend to hold on other people, meaning that if we're holding ourselves to greatness, whoever that we're with, whoever we surround ourselves with, whoever that we're in a relationship with, we hold them to the same standard. And that's a good and bad thing. Good is good in a way that a person is growing with you. They're thriving with you. They're not like you. They're not trying to be your personality type, but they're just meeting you where you're at, or you're meeting each other. But in the case of a commander, a person will be meeting you where you're at.
Perfect.
You won't be necessarily meeting them because you're, in our minds, we're already up here mentally, essentially. Give or take, right? And I'm just only speaking for myself. So here's the bad part about it, right? When we put that expectation on other people, they may not feel the same way you do.
Nope.
They may not be as courageous. They may not be as efficient. They may not have that mindset, that motor. So that's a problem when we put all of that pressure on them and expect them to do that. So that's a weakness on our end when we put that pressure on people. So we got to be able to kind of, let's calm that down, ease that down, right? Make it a little bit easier for people, right? And that's an issue that I had to overcome. And I'm still currently working on that now. And I feel like I'm doing a good job with that. I would say another thing is just being once again, just arrogant. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm that arrogant.
Meg.
Hear from somebody else, cocky, conceited, arrogant, I got a whole slew of things. But this is important because I don't see this as much of a weakness, and here's why. Because what if you're talking to someone that truly doesn't feel the same way you feel? So if I feel that I can do anything I put my mind to, is that a bad feeling having that?
Nope.
No. Is it a negative thing thinking like that? No. In fact, it's actually positive thinking like that. But here's the issue. You can be talking to someone that doesn't think as positively as you do, doesn't have that same motor or mindset as you do. So when you have those things and you're telling another person, hey, you can do anything you put your mind to, or hey, like if I could do it, you can do it. That's not therapeutic conversation. That's not therapeutic communication when you're talking to people. That's not how you communicate, right? So I've been doing a better job of trying to use therapeutic communication, and this is coming from me, my psychiatric mind, right? Learning this in school, right? I'm in school currently, right? Nursing school. I'm trying to be a psych nurse. So applying therapeutic communication in our speech helps with relaying to people, right? That's why I feel like with my ENTJ personality type, I'm a little bit different than some stuff that you may see online, because I'm a little bit more, I have the ability to express empathy. I have the ability to tap into my emotions. But do I do it all the time? No. Because my thinking, again, personality type, logic trumps emotion. Logic trumps emotion, right? So something logically makes sense. Despite what a person may be feeling emotionally, I'm going to be leaning towards what logically makes sense. I'm sorry. But am I going to factor it in and take it into account? Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Maybe.
And I think that's pretty much it for the video. This has already been like a 25-minute video. I might shrink it down post-edit. But again, this video is long for a reason, because it's acting as a baseline, a foundation. It's acting as like what I think about ENTJ and what it means to me. Again, being analytic, being methodical, being ambitious, motivational leader. I want to be a motivational speaker myself, and a motivational leader. I want to educate. I want to help people. I want to uplift people. What better way to do that than through me thinking the way I think and being the way that I am? I feel like being blunt can be a bad thing, but honestly, in the long run, I feel like it's going to cause more good than it does harm.
Facts.
It may cause harm in the beginning, but when you adjust to a person, is it really harmful or is it really helpful? Think about it for a second. This is why I think stuff like this is truly important, and why we have to talk about this more. Why is personality types not talked about in school? Why are we not taking this test as early as middle school or high school? Why do we have to wait to college or do this type of thing for an assignment to take a personality test? Why is not more people learning about this and knowing about this, right? That's why I encourage and I implore that anybody that's within your circle, you have them take a personality test. You talk about this. You engage with people. You love on people in a way that's very beneficial to them, to your personality type, and that's engaging to what they are. It's almost like love languages, right? Love on someone in a way that's what their love language is, and not what your love language is. Be more interested and not interesting. Be interested in people. Learn about people. Talk to people. Network with people, right? Ain't that the name of the game, right? Isn't that what we should be doing at the end of the day? Because if we're not doing that, then we're wasting our time. And that goes back into the personality type, man. That's it for the video, man. If you like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Hit the bell to be notified. If you want more content, please, I'm trying to pump this out. I promise you, I got y'all. Make sure you hit the bell to be notified. Hit up the email. Hit up anything that I got in the description. I got linked. There will be more content on personality types. I will be doing ENTJ versus ENTP. I will be having my fiance involved in terms of my personality type as an ENTJ versus her personality type as an INFP. I'm gonna have all that. I will have videos on ENTJs and relationship and how it works. I will have videos on how my personality types works within my relationship with my fiance. I will have all these and above. ENTJs in workspace, ENTJs in the nursing field, ENTJ, you name it. Oh, I got it. Oh, that's it for the video, man. It's your boy Jamal_Hockey. Peace out.
Tell them if they looking for me, they know where to find me. Put the pressure on them, watch them fall like origami. Ran up with the wave, I came back with a tsunami. I've been up for days, I've been moving like a zombie. I can't never